Hi everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shay and I currently live in Bologna, Italy, where I've been studying Italian for a year and a half. In today's video, we're talking all about productivity. The fall/winter season is a nice time to reset as we head into the new year, so I wanted to give you some tips about how I have been staying motivated and productive. While some of these tips aren't directly related to productivity, I think there are some habits that you should include in your routine to help with your overall well-being, because when you feel better, you are usually more motivated and as a result more productive. So let's jump in. I really like to schedule out my week on Notion, and Notion is something that I've been using for a long time. Maybe you've seen my previous videos about how I scheduled my language learning routines and other things using Notion. If you haven't used it before, it is free and I really like it. It can be a little bit overwhelming at first. I use it for planning out my content creation for my videos and my social media, but also just my day-to-day to-do lists. Second, a tip that I started incorporating is doing all of my hard tasks first or early on in the day. Usually when I have a big task for work or some sort of appointment that I have to make or something that I have to do that I really don't want to, I always find myself putting it off. But it's actually better to tackle those things earlier on in the day or earlier on in the week. Basically, try to do them first. I know it seems really hard to think about doing that, but usually you'll find that maybe they weren't even as hard as you expected they would be, and you feel a lot better because you don't have that stress of procrastinating just building up on you. So it's better to tackle the big ones first, and then you will have the easier, smaller tasks to handle later on in the day. The third tip is working out or just getting some movement in every day. I hadn't been in a good workout routine for a long time. I was traveling a lot, like ever since I think July, I've just been traveling. Now I am going to be in Bologna for a long time, so I don't have to worry really about anything messing up my schedule. Plus, when the weather cools off, we go into fall and winter, I feel a little bit more motivated anyways. I don't know, I just feel like the fall/winter time really gives me like new energy, and I don't know if we're going into the new year or what it is, but I always feel motivated to really buckle down and get productive, work out, work more on my content, just go into the new year strong. But you also have to figure out what is right for you, because maybe you don't want to do some really intense workout routine. You don't have to. You could do something that's more low impact. I personally never go to a gym. I don't like going to a gym, but I really enjoy working out on my own just by using YouTube videos that are free. But also your movement or activity can just be going for long walks and listening to a podcast. It doesn't have to be something really intense every single day. I work from home and I find myself at home a lot. I'm very much a homebody. So it's good for me to force myself to get out and get some fresh air, go for a walk. So even that kind of movement is really important. The fourth thing I have been doing is cooking new recipes, and maybe this doesn't apply to you because maybe you hate cooking, but you can use this concept of just trying to add something new into your routine to help remotivate you or make you feel more productive. So for me, cooking new recipes is really fun. Again, in the winter season when it gets colder, I'm more motivated to cook because I just like looking for warm recipes that kind of warm up the house, and you're not just like sweating while you're cooking like you would be in the summer. So I love cooking in the winter time, but I started to get really bored with the stuff that I was making here, and once I tried to challenge myself to look up, I don't know, maybe like 2 recipes for dinner each week, it's really fun to switch up your schedule, and also probably good for you and your health to get some different vitamins and introduce new foods into your normal routine. Okay, the fifth thing that I have been doing more recently is reading. I will go through these phases where I will start reading a ton, and then things change and I haven't read in a long time. So I am back now into my reading phase, and I think, again, as the weather cools off and we're staying inside more, I love to get cozy and start reading books. I feel like I exclusively read thriller/mystery books. I just recently ordered some new books and all of them are mystery or thriller or suspense type books because anything else I just can't get into. I do have a video of book recommendations for these types of books if you enjoy them, so make sure to go check that out because there are some really good ones in there. I also wanted to challenge myself to read more because if you're like me and your screen time has gone up so much, I spend way too much time on TikTok. I still enjoy scrolling through TikTok when I'm taking a break or something, but I have been trying to replace some of these TikTok breaks with reading, and I find that I usually obviously feel a lot better reading than scrolling through social media. Try maybe one of the times you go to reach for your phone because you want to go on Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is, maybe just try replacing that 20 minutes or so with reading a new book and see how you feel. The sixth thing that I have been trying, and when I say have been trying, I mean very recently just started to do again, is meditation. There was a time during quarantine where somehow I meditated every single morning. I woke up and I had my Spotify playlist of the different meditations that I would use, and they were about 5 to 10 minutes, but I would just put my phone on my pillow and then listen to this meditation before I started my day. And I'm like, how do I get back to being that girl again? Because I felt really good during that time, and I don't really remember why I stopped, but it's something that I think helped really ground me and start my day with a really positive mindset. So I decided, okay, let's start doing that again. And I really do think it helps because meditation is really powerful and it can really help with stress or anxiety. I'm someone who is very often anxious, and it really helps to be able to train your brain to kind of go into this meditation mode where you can just quiet your brain. Because if you're like me, you constantly have a million thoughts racing around in your head. So I think it helps keep me creative and focused so I'm not stressing about a bunch of other stuff, and also helps with productivity and motivation as well. I would say to try the 5 minutes right after you wake up, because usually when we first wake up we're probably like scrolling on our phone anyway or checking our phone for messages, things that we got overnight. So I think if you really feel like, oh, but I don't have any time for meditating, just try, there's a bunch of 5-minute morning ones on Spotify. You can just wake up and sit there with your eyes closed just for 5 minutes. I'm sure you have a few more minutes that you'd probably just like snooze your alarm anyway, so just try a meditation. Okay, so I know none of these are like groundbreaking new discoveries. You've probably heard most of these already, but changing your routine doesn't have to be super intense or difficult or way different than what you do now. Because usually if we try to do something drastically different, we can't actually stick to this new routine. So maybe just try incorporating some of these ideas into your routine this winter and as we head into the new year. I think it's important to try to start making positive changes now, because a lot of people wait for the new year to make these resolutions, but you can definitely start making these positive changes right when you see this video. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you do anything in your routine that help with your productivity levels, anything that you want to share with everyone else watching this video. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos in the future, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye!